Welcome to the Fantasy Boss Show. I'm Isaac. I'm with Ryan, Jeremy, and Jacob here. We're going to be talking more about our Dynasty League, doing a keep trade cut, and a few other things. So welcome to the show, guys. How are you doing?
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
So on the previous episodes, me and Jacob talked about our top 10 for our league. So Ryan, do you want to start off with your top 10 and why?
Yeah. My top 10
as far as next year's
from the
performance.
bottom.
Start at the
Start
bottom.
from the bottom. All right.
So we know where you're starting.
The bottom, that's the easiest part, right?
Yeah.
That's Julius, hands down.
Whoa, that's not what we had.
Mixing it up from yesterday. Okay.
What was yesterday? I didn't have time.
We had Ethan
We had Ethan.
last.
Ethan?
No, me and you had Ethan last. Ethan
had
him,
the other Ethan.
7th.
He had him he had him
like
right
seven.
after me.
You look at Ethan's team last year, it was just a bunch of injuries, if you ask me.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
I think that Ethan's team is really Odell and nothing else.
Just look at Julius's team.
He has starting quarterbacks.
But he does have two starting running backs next year with Jordan Howard and Tariq Cohen.
Jordan, I think he'll start.
Wait, who?
He has Darius Geis and Dalvin Cook also.
Okay.
Yeah, Ethan's got a lot of mid-tier running backs.
Yeah, but look
some
at
of
his
them are
receiver.
potential.
He's starting Michael Gallup. He's starting Michael Gallup.
Well,
I mean, wide receiver 3 potential. You never know.
yeah.
It's the
Everybody has a weak point on their team.
All right,
For
so
me,
why do you have Julius?
Okay.
Why do you have Julius below Ethan? And why?
I mean, you look at his team. I mean, what is there to like? Tell me a good person off this roster.
Jimmy
He did
Garoppolo.
inherit
Jimmy G. Like
I think
but he hasn't proven anything yet.
Well, he didn't
Carry
really have
on.
a choice on his team. Like,
It's true. It's
he
true.
can't-
Well, yeah, but that doesn't
Still,
mean that I
that
can't tell
doesn't-
his team
yeah.
is going to be the worst.
I mean, it's not really up to
right.
debate that those two are the last, right? We can all kind of agree on that, except
Yeah,
for
yeah.
my brother who disagrees.
I would like to say we could see big things from Rob Gronkowski, currently as starting tight end.
Oh gosh,
Yeah, for real.
is he still on his team?
Yep.
Yeah.
He's technically on like the Patriots reserve list. So if he does decide to come out of retirement, he can.
Dude, if he
still-
gets a point every time he throws a party, we're golden.
Yeah. We got to get him on an episode. That would be legendary.
Yeah. He'd be too big to fit in here, man.
Yeah. We need to move the bet out of here.
That clip where he's like, the D-back comes in and they have to pan the camera down.
Do you see the?
Remember
video
Gronk
of-
as a D-back?
Yeah.
Do you see the
Miami
video
Miracle.
of Gronk? They're warming up for opening pitches at a major league game, and Gronk bunts the Lombardi Trophy.
Yeah.
And planted it.
Oh!
I read it, yeah.
That's the most Gronk thing I've ever heard.
They say he left his mark.
How do you trust Gronk with a trophy? Like,
How do you trust him with anything?
Yeah, don't hand him a baby, man. That
Oh
can go
my
either way.
Football swing.
anyway,
So who do you have after
all right,
those
Julius.
two? So then it's Ethan,
Are we
right?
in agreement then? Like,
I think Ethan is worse than Julius.
what makes you say that though? Like,
On the merits of the owner, I just think Julius will find a way to fix it.
He does
I
very
just-
much care about
he has no value. Like
Julius,
he's gotta
look at what
leverage-
Julius started with. He started with Cole's misfit toys, and he turned it into at least has a starting lineup.
I guess, but D.D. Westbrook.
I just
and
think
Tyrell. Williams,
Ethan has so many running backs that I just feel like he's gonna
He's-
choose the wrong one
he's
to
very-
start.
he is-
It's
yeah,
hard to make
he's-
that right decision.
Yeah, he is lacking in wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely is.
I think Julius is all around better, but Ethan does have better weapons.
I
look at the top
think
end.
if Ethan were to trade one of his running backs away for a decent wide receiver, he'd
Yeah,
be-
that
He's
would
been
really
trying
help.
to. It's just it's really hard
Yeah.
to know where his
It's-
running back's values at.
I think
Yeah.
I think he
'Cause
is trying
Dalvin
to get too
Cook.
much.
Yeah,
I could see that. Yeah, he really does. He wanted a lot for.
I think
Tyson
I
Cook.
know
You
he
know?
wanted McCaffrey for Geis and Cook.
That's insane, man.
Yeah.
And as
See,
soon as I
the
said
thing
no,
is-
he pulled up some obscure trade calculator
The thing
and proved
is,
why I'm wrong.
Geis hasn't proven himself yet.
Neither has Cook really.
I mean,
yeah,
he
more
has been
than
injured.
him,
When he's been
yeah.
healthy though, he's been a solid player.
Yeah, I mean, me and Geis have the same amount of carries in the NFL. Really.
And you're looking at Adrian Peterson. He's not going away. He's had a 1,000-yard season
Yeah.
last year. I mean, he's there.
I mean, is it more the O line though? I mean, Redskins
Yeah.
O line
But
is not.
You want to talk about
Yeah,
you want to talk
he
about
did
the
get a-
O line carrying the running back? You have James Conner, so to be honest,
He
we'll
did
get to
get
that.
1,000 yards on that crappy O line though,
That's true.
and they could draft more O linemen this year.
No, I'm saying I think the Redskins O line is better than it's given credit for.
Okay.
I mean,
Who do you have after Ethan? You have Ethan at 9.
Ethan at 9.
Yeah.
But it's hard to tell though. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like Joey. I don't know.
I would have to agree.
You
with
have
He's
that.
on the up. No, Joey.
Look at
like-
Joey's team.
Yeah, Joey.
Hey,
barely
this is
shot,
last year
like-
Joey versus this year
Yeah,
Joey. It's a big difference.
Big difference.
Yeah, I had Joey at number 5. Just
Yeah.
because
Okay.
once he did get Gurley, he has not lost.
You know, it worked out pretty well. He has Mayfield and Chubb. That
Yeah.
definitely
it's-
couldn't have worked out any better.
It's a top-heavy league right now.
Mhm.
Like those two are in the like the cellar, and then that's everyone
in
else.
my
is-
opinion,
Yeah.
I'd say Isaac, to be honest.
What? I have Jake
Oh.
lower
Like
than
you
you.
just traded away all your pieces.
All right, compare
Like,
my team to Jake's team. Here's
Jake,
pull up
Jake
Jake's
has
team.
such a good team right
Pull
now.
up Jake's
Jake
team.
has a complete roster that I
See, what I think is, if Isaac's picks pan out, he will be better than Jake. If they do not, he will be worse
All
than
right.
Jake.
I think my lineup's better
Jake's
than
got
his
Wilson
already.
and Prescott.
I have
Prescott's
Lamar
a good
Jackson and
fantasy
all right. He
QB.
has me beat at quarterback.
Yeah, and Derrick Henry and Joe Mixon. Those are two very
McCaffrey
Sure.
and Fournette.
Yeah, Fournette is.
I'd
really,
say
We're
Mixon's
kind of
about
even.
equal to- yeah, I'd say that's about a
I do
wash.
think.
But then Tyreek, Cooper, and Green.
Tyreek
like,
broke his kid's arm. He's
Okay.
not playing in the NFL again. Like
you never know.
But he still does.
I have
Amari
Mike
Cooper,
Evans.
which did very well.
Mike
year.
Evans, Cooper Kupp, and Jarvis Landry. I think I have him beat on receivers.
it's almost a wash.
Wow, we're basically the same team. More that I look
Yeah,
at it.
but who do you got at tight end? Like
You got Hunter Henry.
the corpse of
Chris Herndon the fourth.
Did he sign a new
Mike
contract?
Clay,
Think
the
so,
second
yeah.
coming, Henry. Clay?
Didn't
Chris
no,
Herndon?
No, Herndon didn't sign. No, it was Safarian Jenkins that signed.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I have him too.
Herndon's a rookie, I think, or
Yeah,
something.
no, he was last year.
Yeah.
Isaac going for the scatter shot.
I have Safarian Jenkins,
Pick up enough
Herndon,
one
and
will
Tyler
lead it.
Croft. I mean, I'm
I
hoping
think-
one of them finds a way to
Safarian
start.
Jenkins could do well.
Is he
If
playing
he
for the
Patriots.
Jaguars, right?
Yeah,
If he does not get injured, he is very injury.
yeah.
You see
Only
that. Nick
26. I
Foles
was
likes to use
surprised.
tight ends too. He
Yeah.
threw a lot to Ertz, so
Well, Safarian Jenkins is now on the Patriots.
Yeah.
he's on the Patriots. Really? Oh,
Yeah, so that's why
interesting.
I
Okay.
picked him up. He was on waivers.
But the thing is, I don't like having too many Patriots players. Like, I mean, I know I have Edelman,
Yeah.
but
How many players would you say is too much of one team? Like
I say 3
Three.
max, and that's
Yeah,
if it's a
three.
running back and
Yeah,
a
you
tight
get a
end.
handcuff.
There are only a
Yeah.
few
Yeah.
teams where you'd even want that. Like the Chiefs, I'd be fine with having 3 guys, and maybe the Chargers.
If it's a
Rams.
quarterback and like a running back and wide receiver, I'm fine.
Yeah,
I don't want
yeah.
2 from the same position.
yeah, Isaac.
I have Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, and as soon as I was talking up Godwin, Ryan sent in
See, because that
an
makes it tough.
article
Yeah.
about Godwin being
For-
bad.
Because that makes it tough for you though. Because on a bye week, you'll really be hurting on that wide
Yeah.
receiver spot.
I do have like 15 wide receivers right now.
That's kind of
But
why you want to
still.
get the handcuff for the bye, to be honest. Like,
Mhm.
if you have a committee, you're not trying to handcuff because then you're never going to work out who you want to start.
Let me just use the platform we have here to say, anybody in the league, if you want somebody on my bench, I'll need to be unloading, so everything must go when my picks come in.
Here we go.
So
Interesting.
if you want cheap guys, hit me up.
Let's see who we've got for Isaac to unload.
Yeah.
Curtis Samuel, Christian Kirk. Ooh.
Oh, he doesn't have
Give me
Aaron
some of
Jones
that.
anymore. This is
Yeah, half those guys are gone.
You got Torrey Smith.
Oh man, you're selling Deshaun Hamilton?
Oh, I think this is. I think this
That's
is gold. Hold
that's
on.
an old roster.
Go.
No, this is
go-
updated.
go-
That's
go-
updated
Yeah,
though.
this
Yeah,
is the
updated.
updated one.
Go to 2018.
How's that?
Anthony
updated?
Miller,
It's the one that
Christian
all the trades are
Kirk,
made on.
Zay
All the
Jones.
trades on it.
Geronimo
That's the one
Allison.
that all the trades are made on. He hasn't
I see
updated
why
it
you can
though.
drop
yeah,
a lot of guys.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So who do you have after me then? If you have me, do you have Jake after me?
I'd probably say Jake. Well, wait, let me look.
Wait, who else would it be? Dickey?
No,
He's
Joe's
got
team
Jeremy.
is pretty good.
There's Jeremy Dickey.
There's so
I'm
many
fair.
like
I'm somewhere in
similar
the middle.
rosters that it's hard to. Joey's definitely on the up and up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had Joey at number 5. His team's really
So
turned it around.
what's the rankings right now? We got Julius, then Ethan,
Then me.
then you. All right.
No, I don't feel bad putting you third.
Ouch. Who else we got?
You still have Jeremy, Jake, Dickey, Jonah, me, Ethan, and yourself.
Man, I thought this was gonna be easy competition next year, but everyone only has like 1 or 2 weaknesses at that point. Probably lean towards Jeremy at this point. Sorry.
Ooh,
Jeremy.
Jeremy.
I mean,
Welcome to
that's-
the club,
That's
dude.
fair. That's fair.
So you have Jake higher than Jeremy?
No, Jake's.
Oh, Jake after me and
Okay,
then
I see
Jeremy.
what you're saying.
Yeah, so Julius,
Ethan.
Ethan,
Yeah.
Me,
me,
Jake.
you, Jake, Jeremy.
Wait, me, you. Well, I'm
No,
so-
no, no,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
me.
I know what you mean. So
Yeah.
who's after Jeremy then?
Jeremy, I think I got it with
Jonah or Joey?
I wish I had a list in front of me.
Yeah.
Just to cross out
I
names.
forgot you had Julio.
Yeah, I picked him up from Ethan. So
Hey, are you willing to trade Julio? Because I am interested.
Yeah, look.
I do think though this is a little bit running backs after you did trade.
Yeah, definitely.
Can we
And
just
I'll-
talk about
that's
that trade
not
for a
mixing
second?
them.
The,
What trade?
I
The
traded
Marlon Mack.
Yeah, all right. So here's the backstory. Brian, why don't you give it to him?
What? Well,
I mean,
it's
it
a
is-
trade.
Yeah,
Like,
we'll
that's
give
the
it to
best-
him. Well,
mean,
Well, it
why-
all started back in
Start-
December of
no,
2010.
No, I'm saying start back with how you ended up with the guys you ended up trading. How'd you get Julio?
How'd I get Julio?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I managed to convince Ethan over the
were,
course
you
of
about, were you about to say scam?
over the course of 2 weeks that Odell was worth Kittle because
I think that was a trade that forced Ethan to actually care about fantasy football. I mean, if you think about
it took so long. Like I do numbers with.
How
them,
did you
like-
even do it? Because I want to know when I would try
I
to
can't
scam
get
him.
Ethan to trade
I
anything.
think that's the trade that's made him untrustworthy of all.
Yeah.
of us.
Yeah.
Like,
After he realized, hey, the one deal I made scammed me. Maybe
I mean,
I
it
shouldn't.
wasn't that much of a scam. Like
It's really hard to
what
pull
was
one
the
over
trade
on
again?
him.
Odell and Kittle for Julio and Kittle for Odell, Njoku and Nelson Aguilar.
Aguilar doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Njoku could be good.
I forgot
But you also
Aguilar
did
was
give
in
him
that
2
deal.
Browns players
So it was
that
like
are
a 3 and a 7 for
It's-
a 5 and a 5.
right now is really bad because Njoku and
Yeah, all
Yeah,
those
Well,
weapons.
I mean,
Say
in
on
hindsight, it
the
looks
same team.
worse than it probably was.
Yeah.
at the time it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Which is-
over time it progressed and got progressively worse.
Yeah, it just
Well, Odell has Baker now, so it's like
Yeah.
you may have lost Njoku, but you have a stud.
But
for-
having 2 wide receivers,
Ethan got the
wide
best
receiver
piece, I
type
think.
players, like 2 receiving players on the same team.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
just sucks.
yeah,
And that's the thing. They're going to spread the ball a lot in Cleveland. Baker did that last year. They've got a lot of weapons, too.
I mean, you could have said that about the Rams last year, and everyone
Yeah,
still
they
got
may
theirs.
actually run a similar offense. That's
Yeah, think about it. The Rams receivers were putting up 10 points a game. Like it didn't matter that they're
Cooper
scoring
Kupp
the ball.
But that's
on the
just
way
'cause it was
on the trade block.
That's just because it was a high-powered offense.
yeah.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is what the Browns are.
Mm-hmm. Or are gonna be after this next year.
They'll still find a way to blow it though.
So
Yeah.
who do you have after? Who is it? Jonah?
Well, hold on. We
Oh,
gotta get to
yeah, sorry.
the Marlon Mack trade.
Oh, we forgot.
Yeah.
I was wondering where we were
Stay on
going.
track here.
Isaac pulled him off track.
I'm
Uh-huh.
sorry. So what happened?
All right, so I managed to get Julio. So I decided I needed a running back, and the whole point of we never talked about how we got Odell. To be honest,
It doesn't matter. Just
All
go,
right.
just go from here.
this is a big trade. So I traded Julio for Marlon Mack, Marvin Jones, and a second rounder, which Jeremy just threw that in all of a sudden. So I was like, oh, okay. Was that like a deal sweetener? Or?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was really desperate for a receiver. I had really weak receivers at the time. I had Alshon Jeffrey was injured. Will Fuller was on IR. Demaryius Thomas was gone. Believe it or not, Demaryius Thomas was my flex at one point in the season. I was really hurting. I kind of thought, Julio's got potential.
Especially since you have Reynolds and Woods both
Yeah, for
starting
sure.
right now.
I had to pick up Reynolds. I had to.
Yeah, I'm
Especially with Fuller.
you seem like a fantasy savvy guy though. So when you gave away Marlon Mack,
I still think that Jeremy won that trade.
How's
You know,
Marlon
Michelle-
Mack?
He's
a
a bell cow. He's a
The
bell
bell
cow.
cow.
Hi Ryan. He's
Here's
a bell
the
cow.
thing.
Look,
I mean,
every
I'll-
source points to him having a full workload next year.
I'll let it be known I'm going for Josh Jacobs. I mean, I got to get him. For my
What
fantasy
source?
team.
Marlon
Yeah.
Mack is a bellcow.com? Like, where are you pulling your information
What pick
from?
do
Look.
you have?
If
I
they
have the
wanted to
fifth pick.
phase,
So I doubt you will get that because you have Ethan, who he wouldn't need a running back,
He
but
wants- He wants
Isaac-
Murray. We'll see.
but Isaac needed one, and he has the previous 3 picks to that.
Want to talk trade?
Yeah, I am interested. Definitely. After the show, we might be talking deals. So I'm just gonna stop you before you go into your next
Oh,
ones.
okay.
We got a quick keep trade cut. So
Alright.
assuming dynasty roster, just in general, which of these guys would you keep, trade, or cut? Dak Prescott, Kirk Cousins, and Lamar Jackson. Which of these guys are you keeping, trading, and cutting, and why? I'll start it off. For me, I'm not going to be keeping Kirk Cousins, even though I'm a Vikings fan. I will be keeping Dak Prescott, and here's why. Dak's numbers were way better as soon as he got Amari Cooper in that offense. Before he was throwing to Michael Gallup as his best receiver, Cole Beasley. I think that Dak is going to have an amazing year next year with Cooper. They're trying to extend him and Cooper. You're pulling up numbers here as we speak.
Yeah.
I'm going to be trading away Lamar Jackson after that hype.
Oh.
After that hype, I
You
feel.
want to work a deal right now? After you
I have
tell
Lamar
me every day
Jackson.
that he's
Well-
the next coming of Jesus.
Well, I just think Lamar Jackson is worth more in the trade than Kirk Cousins is right now. And I'll be cutting Kirk Cousins because the Vikings have said they want to run the ball more. So I think that takes away from Kirk a little bit. What do you guys think?
So I have Kirk Cousins, and I would drop Kirk Cousins.
Note to self, trade for Kirk.
I'd trade Dak just because I think he will be a better value than he was last year, especially if they do get better weapons for the offense. And I'd keep Lamar Jackson just because I like a mobile quarterback that can.
Want to trade for him? The more I do this, though, I should just throw my own guys in there to see what you guys think.
Yeah. Didn't they trade Alan Hearns though, or didn't he break
His
yeah.
leg snapped or something.
Yeah,
His
so
ankle.
He lost one of his weapons.
But that's
Alan
not really a
Hearns.
weapon.
Yeah, I guess Wynn's coming
average
back too.
receiver.
If I had to do it, I'd probably keep Prescott, to be honest. Just because their offense is on the up and up, and you have Zeke.
Gerald Presley.
I don't know. It's just showing up.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have that great O-line. You have Zeke to take the back end of the defense off, and then weapons. So Dak's definitely going to be good for a few years until they have to pay everybody. I drop Kirk Cousins because he sucks. And I'm a Packers fan. You didn't notice.
You're wearing this shirt.
Yeah, you got a rep. You know?
Interesting. Yeah.
We'll blur that out. Don't worry.
What about you, Jeremy?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely drop Kirk Cousins. I have to agree with that. He's not consistent week to week. Like, primetime game, he's gone. Next week,
Just
doesn't
turn
matter.
into it right
3
now, Jacob.
touchdowns. I'm actually going with, I'm going to trade Dak Prescott because I think he's kind of had an average career. Like, it's been up and down for him. I think you trade him while his value is higher now.
An average NFL career or an average fantasy career? Because
I would
it's
say
an important
average fantasy.
distinction. You know?
Yeah, good point. I would say he's pretty average in fantasy and NFL. I'm going with Lamar Jackson in the long term. I'm assuming that I have another guy. I'm thinking Lamar Jackson. Whether he pans out now or in like a couple of years, I want him on my team.
You don't think? I mean, think of how high people were on RG3 his rookie year.
I mean,
Like the run offense looked great, but then
Yeah,
I mean
you got a
defenses can adjust pretty fast.
and I think,
Don't tell them.
It depends.
I think Dak did drop off after Dez went and died. No, he didn't die.
That's
but,
essentially what happened. Yeah.
Yeah, he dropped like a ton of passes and then they cut him.
All right, let's do another keep trade cut because I got a feeling this is really this is going to be a very interesting discussion here.
Yes, this is gonna be Isaac's team.
So no, I'm not just throwing my own guys out here. So Nick Foles, Marcus Mariota, and Josh Rosen. Which of these guys? Which of these guys? This is near. This is you're scraping the bottom of the barrel here.
Are we looking at your roster here?
Yeah.
So it's Rosen?
Josh Rosen, Nick Foles, and Marcus Mariota.
I personally would keep Nick Foles just because he's the best option out of all those guys. He does have, a Super Bowl under his belt, which gives him a little bit more experience. I don't even know.
Rosen or Mariota, what are you doing here? Can you trade either of these guys?
I would drop Rosen just because I don't like the Cardinals' offensive scheme. And Mariota, if he stays healthy, he'll be okay. So he'd be a decent trade value, I guess.
You know what I'm doing? I'm keeping Rosen.
Ooh,
you gotta see where he goes.
controversial, yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
like
Yeah.
his trade value could shoot through the roof easily. Like
Yeah.
Arizona
gets
was
a
probably
starting
one of the
job.
worst situations he could have had.
Do you think he'd be better on Washington?
He'd be better
Washington?
anywhere, to be honest.
Yeah, I think. I feel like
I would agree with that.
Anywhere.
if you have an up and coming running back like Geist to pair with you, I mean, you're on the up.
Yeah,
He's
I
not
would
as bad as
also.
people think he is.
I would also keep Rosen.
Yeah, and then I would drop Foles because like who do the Jags have at receiver? Like,
I guess.
absolute trash. I don't think Morals was
I think
actually.
I think they do have. Do they have decent draft picks this next year?
No, very like.
Yeah, and
I
they don't
don't
have any
remember.
cap space. They
I think they're
completely
picking
went all in
7th.
on their
I would double
defense.
check
But
that,
I would be trading Foles because I think who's gonna give anything for Marcus Mariota at this point?
I would give something for
I did
Mariota.
What would you give?
well,
Mariota, he's just
Like
had
a
too many.
what would you put?
coordinators
What would you put
to-
Mariota at? Like a
He's had
second,
injuries too.
a
as
late
well.
second, early third?
Early third, probably.
Yeah.
I could probably give that up.
I did trade Foles.
which is nothing.
Oh,
in that one.
I did.
Yeah.
I traded him to Isaac.
Only way I'm picking up Foles is if he's a
Maybe we'll
backup
go
and they have to put him in, because then he's gonna just go ham on them when it's playoff time.
Do you think Foles will be better than Bortles was last year?
Well, that's
In
not a
Dynasty?
high bar.
Yeah. And yeah.
All it has to do is be like slightly.
Do you think
whatever.
Foles will start and
It
actually
looks-
play?
It looks like the
That's
Jags.
what that question was.
It looks like the Jags have the 7th pick, the
Okay,
38th.
Yeah, but there's no way they wasted it on like Metcalf or something.
No, they're probably.
No.
Hey, waste it?
Well, I
he's
mean,
a boomer
you don't take a
bust.
receiver
Oh,
that
yeah.
high.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
You
then,
got to go for a guarantee.
Then you got the
When was Devontae Adams
38th,
taken?
Second
69th,
round.
109,
Okay.
and then they don't have any in the 5th, and then they have a couple in the 6th. They have one in the 6th and 7th.
I mean, yeah. If you're them,
They-
you go O line heavy and receiver heavy.
They have 2 in the 3rd round. That's where they're gonna have probably their greatest option to get a decent wide receiver.
No, I can see that.
But they don't have any. They have one selection for the rest of the first 7 rounds, except for the 5th round. They don't have anything, so they're not looking too pretty. I guess would be.
Yeah, it's a little rough. It might be best for them to just pick a defensive player. To be honest,
Mhm.
it's heavy at the top of the
Mhm.
draft.
I think picking a good linebacker early would be a good thing for them. Someone
Yeah.
that can pass rush.
I can see that.
Someone like maybe Nick Bosa or something like that. Just someone that's. Ryan, do you disagree?
What? No, I don't think Nick Bosa is gonna fall to 7.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
you have
that'd be ridiculous. He's going top 2.
What do you? So Ryan, moving on back on to like what your rankings were. Who would
Yeah.
you?
After a 10
Yeah.
minutes side note.
This
yeah.
has been tangents.
Yeah.
So who are we at here? We have Julius, Ethan.
It's your rankings.
You're like right in the middle somewhere.
No, Julius, Ethan, Isaac, Jake, Jeremy, and then I'm gonna go with probably
You've
Jonah here.
5 left.
No, Jonah's on the end. No, up and up. How many times did I say?
Would
that?
you have Jake? I mean Joey.
I'd
Had
probably
him?
say
Joey?
Brickman.
Brickman at
Really?
5th?
Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
Wait, Brickman at 6th.
Whoa.
No, he'd be 5th.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, Brickman. His team is
Look at his roster though. Melvin.
Winston. Nah.
Nah.
Rogers. He's. Let's be
Oh,
honest.
come
his fantasy
on.
relevance is quickly declining.
Aaron Rodgers.
Melvin Gordon, Aaron Jones. That's
Can't
2
believe
injury
what I'm
prone running
hearing.
backs. There's one of them is bound to get injured, and then his receiving core.
Didn't know we had a doctor in the
Edelman
house.
and Brown, 2 old receivers. Hilton,
Ooh.
I'll give you that. That's a good piece. Kelsey, older, and I don't know. If
You
Tyreek
really,
Is
you
he
leaves,
really
Kelsey
think
like
Kelsey's not going to
27?
show up? Well, he's like.
Kelsey's 29.
Well, I mean, he's a tight. If he's as good as he really has been, he's got a few more.
Well,
years.
think about it. If Tyreek leaves, then they're gonna narrow down the coverage on him,
But
Yeah, you have a point. You have a point.
and then McKinnon. Like, let's be honest, that's just a trash flex.
Yeah, they have
you
Coleman
never
now.
know.
I mean, we'll see. There's going to be a lot of competition.
Mhm.
Jacob, I'm guessing Ryan heard what you said about his team. It seems like he did.
No.
No.
I mean,
I didn't trash his team.
it's
that much,
it's
I don't think.
you're splitting hairs here. Like, to be honest, at like this range. But Joey's definitely next, I believe.
I personally believe I should at least be 3rd, but that's just
On your unbiased opinion, yeah.
my opinion. Just because I don't know.
Just because.
I went over it yesterday, so
Yeah. So
You've Jonah
Wait,
ahead of
everyone-
them.
everyone's
Who do you
Jonah.
have next? Joey
Yeah.
or
Joey,
Jonah?
Joey,
Joey.
I think so. Joey's team is
I respect the opinion.
decent.
Has
but
not lost.
It
since
hasn't.
he got
It doesn't
Drew.
have those key pieces yet that really will put it together. Like Corey Davis.
Like he's
DJ Moore,
missing
he's
one
gotta
receiver.
wait a few years.
Yeah.
Like he's got
In a few
those-
years, his team will be better though. That's the great thing
Well,
about Joey's team is his team.
We're talking about next year. Here,
Yeah,
though.
yeah, I
Like,
know.
His team will be good in a few years, but not yet. It
Yeah.
hasn't reached that point. But
he'll
it's
be
still better than
He'll be in the
Jacobs,
playoffs,
so,
but he'll be borderline playoff.
yeah. Or put a 45 in the
Yeah.
first round again. That was great. So the next we got Jonah, I believe. Yeah, Jonah's got a lot of. I mean, Saquon. Can you bet against him?
Yeah, he
Juju
is-
steps in the starting role.
Yeah,
Thomas maintains his prime position. Cooks like Austin Hooper. I mean,
Solid.
I look at his guys and
Has not traded away a pick
I
either.
don't see a bad
to
position.
get that roster.
They're the upper tier, but they're not the upper tier. That's what I'd say.
I mean, but you'd rather have like a lot of very solid guys than like.
Well, in the case of my
weaknesses.
team, I just have all the good players.
Uh-huh.
Mhm, yeah.
So then next,
All
we
the
had
good
Ethan.
players that came from the senior home.
Next,
to
we had
start.
Ethan M.
Oh, At 3?
At 2.
Oh, at 2. Okay.
2, really? Oh, I wonder who's number 1.
So there's one team we haven't heard.
Surprise. With all you've been talking about your team.
All right.
Talking
Patty
about your
Mahomes,
team.
Deshaun Watson, 28th and 30th passing schedules next year.
I mean-
Regression screams to me.
Well, okay, but
Okay,
if Patrick Mahomes
okay.
regresses, you're still getting like a top
That's
5
your-
QB easily.
That's your only argument about Patrick Mahomes, though, is that you say
They're
he's
gonna be amazing,
regress.
but not as
the
good.
number 1 QB has regressed for the past 7 years.
Yeah, but-
it always happens.
Has
He had a historic
a
season.
guy thrown 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns his first year as quarterback?
He peaked early, but he's still going to be a Hall of Famer, I bet.
All right.
He won the MVP
jury's
his
still
first
out.
year playing quarterback for the in the
For
NFL.
first year starting.
Yeah, starting.
True.
I mean, I don't know. Chiefs, once they have to pay the guy, like, they're not
Well, yeah,
gonna
then they're
have
gonna be
money for the
horrible.
weapons.
Yeah, 50 million,
Like,
whatever the
think how bad
cap
their
is.
defense is already. Like, once you pay him, like, $40
They gave
million
him-
a year, I mean,
They gave him
you'll
all
have
the-
traffic cones out there to beat back.
So they'll just be doing what the Packers already are doing.
Yo.
Yeah, go back to 2016 and watch the Packers NFC Championship game. I'll show you. When you put Ladarius Gunter on Julio Jones in his prime, you know
yeah,
something's
boy.
going wrong.
The wounds are still fresh, right?
Yeah. I mean, what else? I mean, all our guys got injured that year.
Hey,
Oh,
how'd
sure,
the
that's why you
Falcons
had no
do?
quarterbacks.
How'd the Falcons do in that though?
Falcons.
Blew a 28-3 lead.
Oh yeah, the game afterwards.
Yeah.
But
So talk about your team and why you have yourself first.
Yeah.
all right, we'll go
Let's-
through
let's
it
talk
here.
Yeah,
about your
defend
weaknesses,
yourself.
Ryan.
My weaknesses.
I'll
all right.
timestamp this so that everyone in
Ryan,
the
I
league
don't
can
have
see
any.
why.
Okay, here's why I put myself first. All right, so you go to QB. Sorry, there's some secret info on here.
He's got like color
In
coded
my-
crap
in
on his
my
guys.
personal opinion, I believe that if these rosters do last 2 to 3 more years, I believe he'll be running out of quarterbacks.
You will.
Me?
Yeah.
For like
Well,
one
good
year,
thing I'll
he has
win
big
back in time. All right,
He
Matt
has-
Ryan has a great schedule next year. He's in a dome 13 out of the 16 weeks. That's unbelievable for a QB. I got Rivers or Big Ben. One of them always pans out year after year. Rivers has been the model of consistency at QB.
Yeah, what is he like? 37?
consistently mediocre.
Exactly. That's all I need. My team's good in other places, so I can take a 20-point week guy. Then you got James Conner. He was on pace to be the RB2 last year. Great O-line, great offense.
I mean-
there's no troubles there.
Yeah,
He's
I
a
can't argue with-
pass-catching back.
Yeah.
Marlon Mack, great O-line.
You got a
great
script
offense.
there?
Yeah,
Talk about injury prone.
injury prone. Marlon Mack. All right, maybe a little bit, but
Just, I'll tell you, as an owner of Marlon Mack,
I mean, just some soft issues.
he can be inconsistent. Like sometimes the Colts offense, they just throw some weeks, so that can be maddening.
Oh, sure,
We'll see how
sure.
that pans out.
Like here you went from 30 to 30 to
Yeah.
5
The struggle is real.
Yeah, but
against Jacksonville.
But I feel like next year they're going to be ups in so many games because of how good they looked with I mean, they had 105 million cap space and made the playoffs.
Yeah, and they barely
Love so
spent
much
it.
money.
They
yeah.
don't spend any of it. That's
So
I,
they can
I do,
only
I
go
do,
up.
I do agree with you there, though.
And once they're up in the games, they'll just run the ball, and that O-line will do the rest.
Honestly, I think they're just waiting until Tom Brady retires. They're gonna try and take over the AFC.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
Did you hear what Adam Gase said when he had an interview for the Jets? He was saying, "I came here to dethrone the Patriots," but he was already in the division with the Patriots. So
That's
what
gonna
was he
be-
doing in Miami?
I don't know. That's gonna be on his gravestone, I guess.
Yeah, he'll go to the Bills next. I came to dethrone the Patriots.
Third time's the charm.
Yeah.
He's never had someone like Josh Allen. You know?
Then he'll just join the Patriots and be like, "I'm here to dethrone the Patriots."
I'm here to lose.
I'm here.
Hello, my name is Kevin Durant. No, nobody. Can't beat him, join him.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure. All right. So moving on. Then we got Lamar Miller. Great offense. Not a great O-line, but they're up in enough.
Not a
games
great
where
player.
I
I mean,
he's the Rivers of running backs. He's just consistently mediocre.
yeah, you're right.
You had to save yourself there.
Yeah, he's consistent.
All right.
Mediocre.
Okay, again, a
Wasn't he-
10-point
wasn't
floor
he,
will let my other running backs do the boom bust. Of the...
Wasn't okay. Hold on, I'm gonna look this up because I believe he was 28th in running backs last year.
Okay, he was injured a few games though.
I mean, so was multiple.
His
other
tail end of
players.
the season was very good.
So was Melvin Gordon.
All right.
He was 7th.
After week 7, he put up 16, 19, 5, 10, 22, 11, 11. 11.
Forgot a week there.
Well, yeah, week 7.
Oh,
He was injured twice. Yeah, so I'll take 10 points a week. All right. Welcome back. Back to my receivers here. Can we all agree I have the best receiving core, like top 2 in the
No,
league?
we can't.
No?
I'd say, okay. If we're talking about top 2, if we're talking about top 3, I would disagree.
Top 3. All right. Top 2. Hopkins, Adams.
I would agree with top 2.
Yeah, but that's
how
all
do
you
you-
have is the
How do you agree with top 2 but disagree with top 3?
Because his top 3 is...
Marvin Jones.
I thought you
he
meant
doesn't
like
mean top 3
oh,
rankings, he means
oh.
top 3 cluster. Of
Yeah,
each
then
team.
I agree
All
because
right, what's your guys'
yeah.
what's wrong with Marvin Jones?
Well,
he's 30 years
again,
old
I owned him,
on a team that
and,
likes to run the
yeah,
ball with a new offensive coordinator who likes to run the ball.
He used to be very good.
he's so up
And
and
then
down.
he has been declining for the past couple of years.
Again, he's the Lamar Miller of receivers. You know, he puts up the consistent points.
Dude, your team is the Lamar
You know what
Miller of
this
teams.
is? Consistency.
Half the guys who
Consistency
say
wins.
they're the Lamar Miller of their position.
Well,
Yeah, honestly, you can say Lamar
I'm
was consistent, but does he ever
laughing my
make
way to
like
the
a fantasy week?
championship.
No,
Yeah.
he's average every week.
And then crying your way in the championship
okay. Well,
because Doug Baldwin can't dive forward a yard in the end
that's
zone.
true. Doug Baldwin, I hate you if you're listening to this.
He's not. He's too busy rehabbing from.
Yeah.
It looks like Philip Rivers is ageless.
I mean, that's why he has so many kids.
I mean, Rivers. The thing is, you have some security with Rivers because he's gonna be playing till he's 50 to pay all that child, all his kids.
He's
Like,
the
See,
only
but like you don't have a quarterback that's under 33.
half his salary goes to
You
diapers
got any
alone.
line. Like,
Huh?
you don't have a receiver that's under 24. Like,
Yeah, but
for a
quarterbacks are a lot
dynasty,
more
but for a dynasty,
33, that's like 5 more years at least. Like,
Yeah.
Matt Ryan's not going anywhere.
But
Ryan's
Ben
not-
And his weapons
Roethlisberger
are
is
still
going somewhere
amazing.
soon.
Yeah.
Ben Roethlisberger's 37.
Probably. All right. Yeah.
He's
But,
going
All
somewhere.
right, he's done.
but I have enough years. I can win back to back.
You gonna get Trevor
or draft
Lawrence? You
a
gonna
QB.
get Tua?
Oh,
You're
Philip
gonna have to
Rivers
get a lot
is
of guys.
37 too. It just updated.
Oh,
It was his birthday today? Happy birthday, Phil.
So, do you have anything
He's
else you want
vacationing
to
with the
touch
family.
on for your roster?
Kittle? Can we talk
Oh
about that?
yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I can
You
argue
think
with
the
it.
roster's done there with the studs, but then you get to my tight end and you have the number 1 dynasty stud. Not number 1, but for tight end.
Honestly, I would not be surprised if Garoppolo is healthy. He's going to get a lot more TDs, I think, next year.
Oh no, I think Ethan could argue that he'd rather have Njoku.
Kittle, high flying on Shanahan, like when you're scheming a guy to fall over and then run to the end zone, like
See,
he'll get the
I
ball.
think the thing is though is before they had to throw with Jimmy Garoppolo's more of a mobile quarterback. So I think if he does get in trouble, he won't be throwing as much. He'd be scrambling more often.
I think
see
it's
that.
more of a
Which would-
Kelsey situation. You use the guys you have. Like if you know you have that weapon, like you're gonna use them.
And they do
You don't
have
just leave them on the side.
a lot of viable running backs this year.
Yeah, I
As
think
well
they'll
as
run. They'll
almost
go
no
run
wide
more
receivers that are mentionable. I mean,
I don't
Yeah.
think their team's good enough to
The only
stay
one
ahead in
mentionable
games,
is on
though.
your team.
Yeah.
Dante
They'll be in
Pettis.
passing
Yeah.
situations
Yeah,
a
we
lot.
should trade for
I'm
him.
gonna look up what draft picks they have because
they have the second overall pick, and I don't know what else.
Second overall is definitely going to go to like Bosa.
Yeah, they're going defensive there.
Just somehow take Kyler Murray there. Just see you,
Chaos.
Jimmy. Yeah,
Oof.
you guys are
Pay
fighting
a
out for
guy
this,
$100 million
and then just send him off. You're now in Oakland. No,
Who just got the record-breaking?
Russell Wilson.
Oh yeah,
4
that's
years,
right.
140
He's
mil.
making like $35
that's
million a
crazy.
year. Deserves
Guys-
it.
you'd know if you watched the
Wow.
episode.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, they have the second pick, the 36th, the 67th, 104th.
I mean, I'd take rain every other day for 35 million. Seattle? Oh my gosh. It rains like over 100 days a year there.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever.
Some people like the rain, you know.
Yeah.
I like the
You're
rain.
making that much money. Who cares? I mean,
Yeah.
I live in the jungle for that much money.
I live in this room. Are you kidding me?
But like you have a choice.
Yeah, I already do.
Just getting paid to do what you already do.
Yeah.
This ad break was brought to you by Awkward Silence.
Yeah, all right, well.
No, it's brought to you by Nestle Pure Life.
Or that. Or that.
Okay, so on the last
Sponsored
episode.
by Sleeper.
Okay, so on the last episode and the past few episodes, me and Jacob, we talked about who our favorite and least favorite people in the league are to trade with and our experiences with them. So who are your guys' favorite and least favorite people to trade with? Well, yeah, when Cole's in the league, everybody loved
now.
trading with Cole.
Yeah.
who are your guys' favorites now and least favorites? If
All right,
that's
we'll start with Jeremy this time. I got to give my power rankings.
so.
I feel like he
He,
needs
he hasn't
to.
even done
Yeah.
the power rankings.
Oh
yet.
yeah.
Let's go to
Let's finish the power rankings.
You're not gonna get much change.
All right,
from
Jeremy,
what
just
Ryan said.
short and sweet power rankings here.
If you have
As long as
specific
I'm on
reasons
first,
why,
then we can, not discuss it.
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah. I mean, I'm going from the bottom. I still think Ethan's at the bottom. He's trying. The problem is he really didn't know what he was doing when he drafted his roster, so kind of screwed
What does
himself
Julius
over.
have? Oh, nothing.
He doesn't. I'm not sure how Ethan's gonna manage. his
I
roster.
personally think it's the know-how is what's gonna
Alright.
be the
Yeah.
separation.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Julius does.
But does it matter if you're
I think-
8th, 9th, or 10th?
Yeah.
I
What are you gonna
think-
know to do
Yeah.
with carry on?
I mean, look at Ethan's got Nelson Aguilar and Michael Gallup in there. Allen Robinson is not even a wide receiver one anymore.
He's not even a wide receiver 2 anymore.
He's got
That's why
Wentz
he
on
made the
his.
team.
Even if you start Wentz, Jordan Howard's on his bench. We'll see how that pans out. I just
It could pan out. You never know.
I see like some potential. It depends.
I
You know,
would agree.
not a super high seat. Like no, slam.
I think
picks.
I think he doesn't have a very high ceiling, but I think he has a decent floor.
Yeah, I would agree
It's-
with you.
I think his floor is probably about in that mid 80 range,
Mm-hmm.
pretty consistently.
Who?
We're talking about Ethan. Yeah.
Oh, Ethan.
And mid 80s is
Alright.
not going to win you many games. Maybe.
No, no, no.
Especially in a
Yeah.
2-quarterback league.
You thought we were talking like Jordan Howard week to week?
Yeah.
He gets mid 80 yards.
Yeah, good point. Julius is low at this point. I think if we're going off of right now, yeah, he's probably like second to last, but he'll be middle of the pack by the end of the season.
I do
Yeah.
think Ethan will get boosted up a little bit if Kyler Murray does do well. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm
we
assuming
could see
that's
that.
who he's going to pick
Unless
up.
he like fails in the draft and
Who do
takes
we
like
think's going to fall to last?
David
If we're
Montgomery.
projecting- If we're projecting these two guys to go up, who do you think's going to be last in the league?
I just think they'll still both be last.
Yeah, I mean,
I,
There's no just gonna-
like Julius.
I
Julius
believe
is an alright owner, but like even
He has
even
no
any of
value.
us, even any of us with that team, we're not going to be able
yeah,
to move.
yeah.
on.
there's
do
just no
believe-
value to consolidate.
I do believe as a league we will go up in points a little bit.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like everyone will shift up a little bit. I think the rankings will probably stay close to what they were.
Just everybody has
Yeah.
better weapons in the starting lineup than
That's what you
less
hope for in the
less
Dynasty League.
less stuff on benches.
Because I mean, if you think about it, the longer that you're in a dynasty league, the better your teams are going to get. Just because the more rookies that come in.
Well, yeah, there's also people leaving every year. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mostly from Ryan's
Like
team.
Ryan's three
from old
quarterbacks,
age. Yeah.
Well, he went back to back before that happened.
Hey, Ryan has picks to replace. Oh, never mind. He doesn't have picks to
Yeah,
replace
Isaac,
them.
look who's
I
talented.
have Ryan's picks to replace them.
All right. Well, and I have Odell, so.
You actually don't have Odell.
Well, I had him and I flipped him for 3 studs.
Yeah.
So, I'll take my think about it. My picks.
I like how you call
end of
Marvin
the
Jones a
first.
stud, even though 10 minutes ago you called him the Lamar Miller of receivers.
Look. All right.
You're
I don't
tripping
know what
over
to say.
yourself.
Let's
All right,
have
so
Jeremy finish.
who do you have? Just like go through quick, and if you may.
Yeah, I'm
Specific.
gonna name everybody. I'm not gonna like elaborate on all of them. So let's see. We got next.
Don't see me.
Sorry, I have to go. You
Ah,
guys.
alright.
I just have a feeling Joey's gonna sneak
Real
in
original.
above you.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So you had
You have a lot of potential at quarterbacks. We'll see how that works out.
Yeah.
honestly.
Ethan.
We were just talking up Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I've got Ethan.
You
then
just
I've got
traded
Isaac.
away all your guys for picks, so
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to compete then.
I'm probably gonna go with myself next. Honestly, I'm not like too proud of my
So
team.
you
I'm a
think
wild card.
Julius will do better
Maybe
than
you can
you?
teach
I
Jake.
think-
No, he is
I
Julius
think Julius
below.
will be a little bit below me.
Okay.
I could be middle of the pack. I could sneak into the playoffs. I think it depends on how my draft goes, to be honest,
Mm-hmm.
and how Julio Jones performs.
Who do you think I'm not taking?
Ooh, well, I mean, I said Jacobs.
Jacobs?
Maybe
Good
we'll
luck.
we'll have to deep dive for
What's
running
your
back if
first
that
pick?
doesn't work out. 5th. So
Oh,
You know.
Actually, I have the 5th pick.
what am I then? 6th?
You have 2 picks.
I think you're 7
Good
and
point.
11.
No, you have 6. Or no.
He has
7 and
He has
9.
he has the 10th pick because he has Ethan.
Oh, yeah, 10th.
Good
And
point.
something.
Yeah, so that one's we'll see where that
Yeah.
one goes.
You have the 10th and the 6th.
Yeah.
The real problem is that the running back class is super shallow this year. I need running backs.
That was also why I traded away my
So,
picks. 'cause-
now that I know you want Josh Jacobs, I have 4 picks in front of you. So if you want him, you better make a trade.
What you could do too is you could trade your 2 picks and try to flip one for a higher.
That is
picks.
true. Honestly, it's going to depend on where Jacobs goes. I'm just saying that because he's far and away.
Would
the
you
top
consider
prospects.
giving those 2 first for a higher first?
It'd probably have to be the second
this-
first.
You know, we'll think
all right,
about it.
all right.
We'll
We'll
think
talk
about
trades later.
Yeah, all right.
Let's get back to
Wow,
power
moving-
rankings here.
We can-
We're
From
far-
outside-
From
we're 40
outside
minutes in.
sources, it'd have to be the second pick. if
Yeah.
anything.
I can see that.
All right, Jeremy. Who do you got after yourself?
I'm going Brickman next. I mean, I'm not as down on his team as you guys are. I mean, I think Antonio Brown's still solid. Kelsey's still solid. They're going to be top guys. Even if Winston doesn't pan out, you still got Rodgers. How bad can he do? I mean, he's a top 5 quarterback.
He also has Kirk.
You got Fitzmagic. He's going to be good a few weeks before suddenly being terrible. I mean,
hey, I'll take those first 4 weeks.
Yeah,
Fitzmagic to tragic. That's what he does. Who do you have after Brickman?
After that, we're probably going Jonah. I mean, he's kind of quietly just been consistent. I mean, he's kind of been towards the top.
Quietly in the chat and
the first playoff.
Yeah, like we talked about though, he's got Smith-Schuster. His value's going way up, way up. We got Barkley. Even if Newton's out, you know,
I personally think he has the best trio of wide receivers.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that for sure.
Yeah.
He's got Michael Thomas and Brandon Cooks. Those guys all are going to have 1,000-yard seasons.
And with Juju, I think that would be
It's close.
a good trio.
It's not.
It's
not.
You have 2 10s
You want
and
to talk
like
about good
a
receivers,
5,
right?
and then you have like 3 8s. So it's like
I would say Juju
Who
and
wins?
The 3
Michael
8s.
Thomas will probably
Oh, well,
yeah,
the
25
two-
to 24.
Yeah, I
you know.
guess.
In my opinion, I think Juju and Michael Thomas will be top 8.
I can see
Yeah, I
that.
can see that.
And then
But
Brandon
I don't
Cooks.
know.
I think
Breeze's deep ball last year at the end was.
but
Michael
and
Thomas
I do
is a
think,
volume guy too, though. He gets a lot of targets regardless.
And I do
Yeah.
think Cooks will be top 15.
He also disappeared a bunch of games. I don't know. Michael Thomas is inconsistent. That's what you need in a receiver. You need consistency.
Well, I mean,
He's consistent
and
in
he is
PPR.
not- Yeah,
In
we're not PPR.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying that's what I was just about to say.
Okay, Kittle's great in tight end premium, but like, you want to talk about?
Okay, moving on. Who do we got left? We've got
You have Joey, right?
we got Joe. I think I already mentioned Joey.
You did?
Actually, I
Okay.
put him at like.
You've got
6.
Ethan and Ryan.
Yeah, for sure. Ooh, Ryan, I'm sorry, I can't put you at the top.
Yeah.
Jeremy, why?
He's cute. Here's why though, because Ethan's
QBs.
Ethan's QBs. Yeah, he's got amazing
Okay,
QBs.
look at the schedules though.
I'm saying even so, he's got Tom Brady for another
All right, Matt
year.
Ryan will probably be around Deshaun Watson, right?
You've been beating the receiving
you can
game.
see that.
He has you beaten the quarterback and running back game.
He doesn't
That's
have to
right.
be in the running back game.
He has Kamara.
I have 2 bell cows on.
Kamara, David Johnson,
Yeah, he has
Le'Veon
Bell.
Bell.
Yeah, give me a good offense out of those. Like,
Honestly,
Kamara.
okay, yeah,
Yeah, Kamara.
And Kamara is now the only running back in.
We're not even talking
Besides
about
Latavius Murray.
If David Johnson
He is the
pans
only
out, that's a
running
star.
Latavius
studded
Murray
team.
Yeah.
will vulture his touchdowns easily.
I mean, just take
maybe.
what you're getting here, man. We're giving you the receiving and tight end advantage.
You got Calvin Ridley, by the way. Talk about a third receiver that's way better than Marvin Jones. He had like 10 TDs
that's
last
so
year.
true.
Yeah, which another thing is
Touchdown
regression. Yeah, like,
Ryan, everybody except your team screams regressing to you.
yeah, that's why I traded for these people.
You
Like,
just-
Le'Veon Bell is the flex. That's insane. I mean, he could be a high volume guy on the Jets. I mean,
yeah, he could also be a guy on the Jets. Like,
okay, but you got to think about it. Even if the Jets suck, he's going to be good in fantasy football.
I
I
would
mean, even
agree
if the
with
Jets
that,
don't
yeah.
win. Yeah.
yeah,
I think he does have by
Sure.
far the best trio of running backs on.
the Lions.
Oh,
we
yeah,
talked
for sure.
about.
Even if David Johnson doesn't do that well,
Okay.
even if he's just an average guy,
That's
I think
true, yeah.
he will do very
I
well.
think he was
But,
average
no,
last
you're
year.
looking at my
Like he didn't
trades.
do too well. I had him in that.
Yeah, in
trade.
case you guys don't know, I kind of have like a love-hate relationship with David Johnson. I drafted him. He was amazing for a year. I drafted him. The year after that, breaks his wrist
Spends-
out the entire season.
How much
half
did you
his
How much
cash.
did you spend on it?
I spent like
$45.
I spent like $45 out of $100 in an auction league, so that was rough.
Week 1.
I honestly felt so bad for
Yeah,
you though,
yeah.
because like the rest of your team was looking pretty decent. Like
It was that tanked me. I still managed to reach the playoffs, but you know,
I almost traded Wilson for him too, and you didn't take it.
I should have.
You might have won that year.
I would have. I think that's about it. Yeah, Ryan. I mean, I still like your team. I just think that Ethan's in a little better
Alright.
position right now.
All right, well, we'll see.
I can't argue with Connor. I can't argue with Adams. Probably going to be the top receiver in the league, honestly.
See, I think everyone in the league except for a few select have the opportunity to win it.
Yeah.
Few select being Ethan and
All right,
Julius.
Let's get percentages here. Like,
I would even
I would put
even
it at-
toss in Jake in that mix just
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
I don't think I don't know. It's
there's a lot.
I don't know how I feel
good
about his
teams.
team.
Who do you think, like, percentage-wise to back-to-back this?
I honestly
What
think
would you-
Ethan has a great chance of winning back to back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
does.
especially just
Well,
this year. He's
So we
Ju-
all
just
trade
by-
our studs to the guy facing him in the
Just-
championship.
Yeah,
Just by-
yeah, I know.
Just by sheer volume of quality of players.
Yeah. He doesn't have a bad name in his lineup except at tight end.
He would argue Greg Olson's pretty good, but
Hey, or
Greg injured.
Jack Doyle. He's Jack Doyle, and he also has Does he still have him?
Doesn't he? Or no?
No, he has
No,
like
no,
Jason
no.
Witten or something.
Yeah.
Jason Witten. Oh wow.
Yeah, no.
So,
I know.
Jason Witten's just like one of those. He's like a robot. They just move him around. He can't run. He just catches.
He's a traffic cone with
Pretty much, yeah.
hands.
So
Someone just picks him up, sets him
Yeah.
where he's supposed to go.
Go here.
I mean,
No, not to the booth.
no.
Like he didn't want
Get
to come
out of
back.
there.
Yeah.
We don't want
no
you.
one wants you there.
Yeah.
Take off the tight suit, man. Put your gear back on.
Oh my gosh! Did you guys hear how bad he is at commentating? I think that's why he came back.
Uh-huh.
Romo's amazing at
Well,
commentating though.
Our
Romo-
commentator power
Romo,
rankings
if only
there.
Romo could predict plays when he was quarterback.
Do you see that Romo predicted like 75% with 75% accuracy?
Yeah,
That's
I did
crazy.
see that.
Like,
Get him as a defensive coordinator.
exactly.
Yeah,
like
honestly.
he was nuts.
He's like, they're gonna do this play,
Yeah,
run to the right, through this
yeah.
hole, and they
Well,
do
there's
exactly.
There's a lot of like average quarterbacks that
when
are
he
good
was
coaches.
when he was doing the doing the Patriots, he was on their game, and he was like,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a slant over the middle of Edelman. Perfect.
Okay, well that's predictable. I mean,
Well, like,
it's great.
Yeah.
but
All right,
like
they're gonna throw to Gronk here. Well, really.
I get what you're saying, but yeah.
yeah,
Would you not?
predicting with accuracy
Is that
like,
touchdown?
with the route
No.
and who he's throwing to is pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, I can see that. How come Troy Aikman can't do that for some reason? He was supposed to be a good quarterback. I mean, he won Super Bowls. I don't know.
I don't know.
I think there's a lot of people that could be a good coach. Like Romo, I think he could be a good defensive coordinator, but I don't know if he. I think he enjoys
Probably be more-
commentating.
He'd probably want to be an OC more than a defensive
Yeah.
coordinator.
But I think being able to predict the offensive plays is a good.
Maybe that's why the Cowboys were doing so well
I think
on
he.
the payroll.
Yeah.
From now until like next year, like next year's power rankings would be, assuming like around this time.
Yeah.
Who do you think has the biggest chance
Well,
to?
episode 360.
Yeah,
Tune
yeah,
in.
yeah. Who do you think has the biggest chance to rise, like quite a bit, or drop quite a bit in the rankings?
I feel like I could drop quite a bit if
Think?
if I'm being honest with myself. Like I feel like
Well,
my
that's a
team
first.
I feel like my team could get kind of shaky if injuries do befall my team. I don't have that great of backups. I mean, I have Lindsey as my backup running back, which could be good, could be really bad.
Let's see
Isaac
here.
for sure. You guys don't pan out your picks.
Yeah, that's
Well,
true.
I
I'm
do-
already so low. I think I can
You got a
do
lot of
only
rookies.
rise.
Based on what could happen, I do think Dickey could rise quite a bit. Along with Jonah,
Yeah.
I think Jonah could become top 1, 2, 3
Yeah, I could see that.
if he stays consistent with not having any injuries,
If Juju does what people expect him to do.
and if Saquon Barkley continues his production.
Yeah, that's honestly, it'll be interesting because Goff is pretty average. He has him as a starter. Joey does.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if Darnold pans out, you get Darnold and Mayfield in there. That could
Yeah.
actually be
Yeah,
an amazing duo.
I also do think Jake could rise quite a bit too because he's in all honesty he's a lot better manager than Henry was. He's active
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's key.
that's true.
And he didn't spend half the season tanking.
He didn't trade
Yeah.
Tevin Coleman for 2 first-round picks. Thanks, Henry. Hope you're watching.
No one's watching.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think-
it's 50-minute 50. If you're still watching, comment that you're still watching.
Yeah.
I think
We want to
there-
know.
I think there is a lot of turnaround that could happen, especially since we have the same teams.
Yeah,
With different teams getting better and worse, I think it's just kind of what happens.
It's a bit of a Game of Thrones.
I think it depends on like who's most invested in the league, honestly. Because some people are gonna kind of fall off. You know, we're all going to
I mean,
college. and
I
stuff,
honestly,
so.
I honestly think
I think we're pretty invested.
think
We're
us
doing a
four-
podcast
Yeah.
in
I
April.
I think us four are probably the most committed.
Yeah.
if
yeah.
we're being honest,
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel like Ethan pays that much attention. I mean, he pays some attention.
Every
I mean, would you pay
Yeah.
attention if that was your
Yeah.
team?
I was
kinda-
talking both Ethans.
in different
Like,
ways. Yeah,
I think Miles pays more attention than Tucker does, but
probably.
Well, I feel like some teams.
He doesn't feel like he has to. He
When
just
you have
drafted
like
him.
a good team, like
Do you
maybe
really
can
have
do-
to? There's only so
I mean,
much you
yeah.
can change.
Like at this point, I don't know. You have to give me quite the trade.
Get you to move anything.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like my team's so good. Like it's like
What do you want for Marvin Jones? 2 first rounders.
3.
Ooh, all Isaac's picks.
Ryan, I think
Yeah.
your head's getting a little too inflated. You might want to.
Oh, let some air out.
Right,
Jeez,
yeah.
what do you got your super
I'm just
zoomed in
looking at
text?
it, you know.
Don't want Ryan
He's
to
looking
throw
at his
away.
lineup right
I
now.
built that.
What is the
Here, I'll
color
show the
code?
camera. Look at
What's the color
There you go,
coding
there you go.
scheme here? What does this mean?
What?
You-
You got red are the guys I don't trade away.
You running some algorithms
Orange
there
are
on your
my-
laptop?
My like if someone offers me else, and then yellow is like who I'm trying to.
He's
market.
trying. Should I say who you're trying to move
I
from the
don't care.
viewers? So Ryan is trying to move Ingram, Tate, and Burton. So
Really, you want to move
offer him that.
I mean, this might be a little outdated. Oh
And-
yeah, I have Ingram
Wait, which
too.
Tate?
So
Golden Tate?
yeah, what other
Trey
Tates?
Burton?
Brandon Tate.
Trey Burton, Isaac. I could have traded Burton for Kittle at the start of the season, and I didn't.
Yeah, I offered him that.
Big
and he
regret
declined me.
there.
That would have been so bad. So bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when I traded Kittle in a bunch for Gronk, and that ripped me off. And then Ethan got all into trading, and then he gave half his team to Ryan.
Yeah, we went over that yesterday. You lost everything in that trade.
That was
Like,
horrible.
You just lost.
2 quarterbacks or
You got two
something, like
enamored
a
with
second
Gronk.
round
He's like a
pick.
human crash test dummy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And then I traded Gronk with Cole, so I mean, if you trade with Cole, it means you got a King's ransom for nothing. So that worked out pretty
I mean,
well.
we all feel a little bad for Cole. He didn't know any better, but I mean, we had to.
It was just the people who talked to him the most were the people who got him to make deals. Yeah.
All right.
See, I may or may not have snaked Ertz from him for.
Should have had a veto.
And Ty
And
too.
Ty.
Half your lineup is just
Oof.
from like
Okay,
pirating his
two
team.
of my players. I only have one on there now. I did
Yeah.
okay.
Oh.
I did snake Ertz from him, but I did give away Ertz for very minimal.
What'd you give Ertz for?
I needed a third quarterback.
So Cousins?
So, yeah, so I
Oh,
traded,
okay.
traded for Cousins. Because at that point I only had. This was before Fitzmagic went to the. Where is he at now?
He's on the Dolphins.
right?
Where is he
You
at?
guys-
Nobody
You
knows.
guys seen those memes
Oh,
of him?
because
Yeah.
that-
Yeah, where he
Yeah.
walks through with like the like scythe or whatever, and
Yeah.
he's going team to team.
Yeah, because I had
He's
Winston
like the
and
devil. He's like death.
I had Winston and Stafford.
Oh, man.
Sadly, and then I
You traded? Did you trade Stafford to me?
Yeah, I traded Stafford and Foles for Rodgers.
Yeah. No, Stafford falls in a first.
No, it wasn't a first. It wasn't a first.
Yeah,
It was-
2022 first.
Oh wow.
Oh.
It was not.
Oh look, check,
Uh-oh.
check.
No, it was not a first because I didn't have a
2022.
first to give.
Well, no veto.
No,
rule.
you had a 2022 first.
There isn't any 2022
Let me-
on sleeper.
Let me check. Let me check my
They
trade
only go
doc.
out to 2020.
I'm
Guys,
looking
we get a
right
bit
now.
of-
Can you guys imagine like being in a dynasty league and you're like an NFL player and you're trying to draft yourself?
Foles and Stafford for Rodgers.
Well, yeah, but if you check, we'll get to that later. So we're gonna end this off with any final thoughts that you guys have. Anything you want to just touch on for a little bit before we finish off the show.
Yeah, sure. I just want to say to all those fantasy experts out there, having Lamar Millers is okay. If you have studs to back them up, it's a good team. It's a good team builder. The Lamar Millers of this world are needed. You're appreciated, Lamar.
The foundation is built on mediocrity. Is that what you're saying?
Sure. Makes it sound good.
Interesting. I would like to say that Marvin Jones is the Lamar Miller of running backs.
Yeah.
Quoted. I'm citing it from Ryan about 10 minutes ago.
I'll take that. I'll take a 5-point a week guy. With
Five-
the upside.
I can find a 5-point guy on waivers.
All right. 5
It's called an injured player.
5-point floor, like 25-point ceiling. That's the guy you need.
25 points.
Marvin Jones? Are you serious? Dude's a
Really?
touchdown
Maybe
machine.
4
That's
years
like a-
ago.
He caught
catched.
double
He
coverage.
catched.
All right.
My final think dids.
Jacob, you got anything?
See you next year.
Got anything except for a championship?
You could say the same thing to you.
Sorry, championship appearance.
Oh. I didn't know appearances meant you got a ring.
Well, I got money. That's, you know.
Guys, comment down which of these three was your favorite in today's episode. Like, subscribe.
So Julius, we're looking at you.
Yeah.
Julius, comment who you like the most out of us.
Yeah.
Thanks.
For those who just skipped to the end of the episode,
We didn't want to watch 50 minutes
Oh,
of
wait,
this
skip to
garbage.
30-22.
Why?
Yeah, exactly that. We know exactly what happened there.
What's 30-22?
Oh, no,
It's a random number.
All right. Thank you, guys. Goodbye.